Morning. Welcome to another Mindful Monday. Today, what I thought we would talk about is routines. How are you doing with the new routines you've set up in this new year? If you take a look at it, are you waking up in the morning and working out? Are you writing in your journal each day? Are you taking moments in the day to breathe? Right? It's good to have routines. They help us establish how our day is going. There's almost like a pillar of clarity of, okay, when I do this, how have I been doing it in the last few weeks, the last few days, the last hour, right? It's important to notice though, are we becoming dogmatic in our routines? If you take a look at how your routines were affected last year and how thrown off they became, what was the adjustment time it took you to start finding new routines and new habits? For some of us, it took us a whole year to figure that out. For some, we're still figuring it out, and that's okay. But for some of us who are very rigid around our routines, noticing, are we becoming rigid again in this new year? Being mindful of this can help reduce some of our anxiety, some of our stress, because obsessive compulsive thinking usually will come up when we become very stressed out. When the anxiety becomes too high, we try to find something to control, like our routines. So noticing this week and just gently switching the routines up a bit, throwing a little bit of chaos into your week. Because what ends up happening is if we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, we start to exhaust ourselves. And then we don't have that enjoyment in that routine that we usually would have. We're not seeing the same progress that we would see. So this week, it might be if you're waking up at 6 in the morning every day to work out, maybe changing that workout to 12 or being able to do it later in the night after, and just seeing what happens. If it's journaling in the mornings, maybe it's changing that journaling to later in the day. Maybe even your meditation or breathing, you start to switch up the hour that you would normally do that. And the reason I say to do this now, introducing a little bit of that chaos early on, so you know that if your routine is broken, it's not going to break you. It's okay if something changes in the day. If some crisis comes up, you'll be able to handle it, and you will also be able to find time for the routine that helps soothe you. It might even renew that sense of why you're doing it in the first place. You might notice, oh, I get a little bit more irritated when I haven't done my meditation in the morning. If I don't work out, I feel very neurotic, right? Sometimes we just have to understand why we're doing these routines so that we can renew them and keep going in those ones that are actually helping us throughout the week and throughout the day. So, this week, being mindful and gently introducing a tiny bit of chaos where you change up your routine just to notice what happens, notice how you feel, what you experience. And then if it's something that's not okay with you, going back to that routine and putting it back in place. But at least your sense of awareness is renewed in why you are doing this thing. So introduce a little bit of chaos, nothing major, just a tiny bit. And remember, breathe deeply, live fully. Have a great week.